So, for some reason, my phone and my computer haven't been getting along. So, I'm gonna try to make a video this way. I've been trying for the last 3 or 4 weeks to make a video. It's not like I've been real inspired, but I thought I should at least put something out there. So, this one's gonna kind of be on how I got into strength training. So, like a lot of people, or a lot of guys, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be strong. You know, you grow up watching the Hulk and Superman and stuff, and then you see like Arnold movies and Stallone movies and Dolph Lundgren movies. So the first few people I had seen that lifted weights didn't do a very good job. They just didn't know what they were doing. So like a lot of people, based off what I had seen in real life, I just made assumptions based on the evidence of the people I knew who had lifted weights, and thought it was kind of like a fake strength, like it was like a gym strength and pointless in the real world. So I decided to just do a lot of body weight stuff. So I did lots of push-ups and pull-ups and climbed things and moved around people and furniture, and that made me pretty strong, but you don't get the same kind of strength from that as you do with the weights, because it's more easy to do like progressive overload and to put heavier loads on you because the balance and stuff's better, so it puts more onto your tendons and ligaments and nervous system and stuff. So it was a while before I finally started lifting weights. I mean, I messed around with them from time to time, but it's never serious. It's like you go in the gym with a friend and maybe like bust out 20 reps with 135 on the bench press just to see what you could do, but it's not like I really lifted weights. And then, like anybody who knows very much about exercise science knows that you gotta have like your muscles in balance. You can't just like do one motion a whole bunch and not do like the antagonist muscles, or you get out of balance. And when I was trying to get stronger, I went crazy insane on the push-ups. I was doing 3 sets of 400 every day, and after a while it made me kind of like that, because I wasn't doing enough of like pulling motions to counterbalance that. And my shoulder started going out of socket all the time, and then the other shoulder started going out of socket all the time, and it was just a real ordeal for a couple years. My shoulders were just always popping out of socket, and I always had to put them back in. And finally my dad suggested that I start lifting weights to see if I could fix that, and it worked. It fixed them. And not only that, but I fell in love, like, because I had always been training to be strong in the real world and out in real life. When I discovered what you could do with weights, how you could train in the gym to be strong outside the gym, I started going crazy. I was really into it, and it was really, really fun. Like, you know, you get the newbie gains, and then you stall really bad, and then I read some stupid muscle and fitness magazine theme, like the big bench workout, and I did that. I bet my one friend that I would be able to do 300 pounds by April, and I pushed myself super, super hard, and I just barely got it and won the bet, but it definitely wasn't easy. I just made it by the skin of my teeth. It was definitely a 1 rep max when I did it. And then you get that first plateau. Like, I had one before that, but this one was bigger. Like, all of a sudden I was struggling just to get 275 up like a month later, after doing like 300 just the month before, and it seemed like no matter what I do, I just got weaker, and I was probably just overtraining. And then I was frustrated. I'm like, what do people do to get strong? And I was like, powerlifters are strong. Let's see what they do. And so are world's strongest man guys. So I started reading what they did and everything. And at the same time, I went to Wyoming, which was a very, very boring, brown, cold place. There wasn't much to do. So basically I was just working and lifting weights. I was only there 6 weeks, but it was the first time I had ever started like a powerlifting routine. So Like I was doing 6 1,000 calorie meals a day with 50 grams of protein per meal, just copying kind of like world class action, and just training really, really hard on the weights. And in just 6 weeks, I went from 195 to 215. I'm like, whoa, whoa, I don't want to be huge. So I adjusted my calories and everything so that I could just plateau at 215, stay the same size, and then I just started working on trying to make myself stronger comparative to my body size. I know some people want to be gigantic and strong, but I don't want to be gigantic. I'm an athlete. I like to run, to jump, to climb, and I just feel like all the extra mass, even though it's lean, productive mass, would just be hard on like the heart, the circulatory system, the organs, the joints. And since health is my number one focus and strength was my number two focus, I was like, yeah, let's just keep it at 215. That's a good weight for my specific frame. No need to get bigger. And so I adjusted my calories and the way I worked out, and I had a lot of fun with the weights for a while. I never got anywhere near as strong as I wanted. I always had to work full time, and my jobs were always physical because I have a lot of energy and I didn't want to just sit still all the time. And so I never got anywhere close to where I wanted to be. I got around 500-ish on squats and deadlifts, and my bench press never even got to the 350 level. I got 325 on a couple different occasions, and then the couple times that I tried to do 335, I almost got it, but I got like stuck in that stupid sticking point, couldn't quite fight through it, and so that's all I had. That's all I ever got up to on those. And my form was horrible on the clean and jerks and the snatches. I was basically like doing power cleans and power snatches. I never mastered that dropping down under the weight thing, so because I had to pull the weight so much higher, I could never pull up very much weight, and so I was never good at those. And there were a lot of things I was never good at, but I still had fun with it, and it still accomplished the goal. Like the way it transferred into the real world was really, really good. Like you just felt like a superhero doing everyday stuff because of what the gym did. Like in the gym, the numbers would frustrate you, and they'd be way smaller than you wanted because you'd see all these people on videos doing way bigger stuff than you and making it look easy, whereas I was struggling with stuff that wasn't that impressive. But the way it translated into the real world was really, really nice. Like even in things like kung fu, where they're always going off on how strength isn't important because like you use the energy strength against them and you flow with your opponent and you learn about leverages and mechanical advantages, and there's all these things you learn about, but it still helped. It helped a lot in the martial arts. There's been a lot of times where I've been against people that are a little bit better than me, but because of my strength advantage, I had enough skill that even though they were more skilled, they weren't skilled enough to compensate for my strength advantage. So it does play a role. Like obviously, if someone's a super good martial artist and you're not, and you're way stronger than them, they're gonna kick your butt because they know what they're doing and you don't. But if you train and you're skilled as well, then you don't have to be quite on the same level as them skill-wise, but because you have the strength advantage, it will overcompensate. So it depends how big the strength advantage is and how big the skill advantage is, but it's not like strength doesn't matter whatsoever. It is important. I think our natural inclination is to overemphasize the importance of strength, but I think the natural inclination of martial artists who learn techniques and leverage and mechanical advantages and all that is to underestimate the importance of strength. It's still there. It's an important thing. Like a martial artist doesn't look at a world's strongest man guy and think they're going to be as easy to beat as an average Joe walking on the street that isn't untrained. They're like, okay, I need a game plan for this guy. So there is something there. Strength definitely is something. But anyway, I was just kind of letting you know where I came from since I never did a video like this, and it's been weeks since I last put a video out due to my phone and computer not getting along right now. So I Hope you enjoyed that.